you know, we put it out there that we all wanted to meet Julius Erving, and lo and behold, he comes back and takes a picture with all of us in the break room while we're getting all of our stuff ready to go out and sell potato chips and soda at whatever it was. I think we were even making a concession stand, kind of a percentage off it. We weren't even making an hourly wage. And he came in, and we took a picture of it up together.
Please tell me you have that picture.
I have that picture somewhere.
Wow.
I have it somewhere.
Oh.
I have it somewhere.
That needs to be seen.
Yeah.
You idolized him growing up? I mean, everyone idolized him.
No question about it. And my name was Jay. I used to actually write autographs as Dr. J when I was in middle school. I cannot lie.
Jalen.
Tragically, so did I. All right, another terrific hour with Sal Paolantonio along for the ride. Let's go.
Sal Pal!
Come on, get up. Houston, we had a problem.
Mitchell tries. Beautiful play inside. Wide open jam inside. Here comes Exum. Hammers it home.
Jazz steal one in Houston. This series tied at 1.
Albert hits him out toward left. 620th of his career. See you later.
Giancarlo Stanton 3, the Astros nothing. Mookie Betts, his third home run and as many at-bats.
Are you serious?
Heck of a play by the shortstop. Gleyber Torres, oh, what a play.
Right-hander short, got it back. Big champion, oh my gosh. I've never seen anyone ever do that.
And we welcome you back to Get Up on ESPN, live from the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17. That's Beetle, that's Jalen. The great Sal Paolantonio is here. We got a huge hour. Sal, I can't tell you how excited Beetle is, because McShay is going to come on in this hour with his first ever. He's going to debut the way too early 2019 mock draft. Beatles, she's beside herself.
I'm speechless, is what it is. I cannot wait.
We are looking forward to that and a whole lot
It
more.
sounds like, what are you talking about?
I just want the 2018 season to get started, and I'll worry about
Thank you.
2019.
Well,
it's a long road for
Never
me
too early,
to go
Sal.
from now until the draft in 2019.
Here's the good news. McShay's already done it for you, and he's going to do it in this hour. But let's start in Houston last night, where we had something of an upset. Or maybe not. Maybe this Utah team is just better than we realize, and we're going to pick this thing up in the second quarter, where the Jazz would go up as many as 19. Donovan Mitchell and Jalen, you were talking about this in the pre-show, playing the point in the absence of Ricky Rubio, 11 assists, so versatile.
Showing his ability to make guys around him better. Joe Ingles basically on a guy that gets uncontested three-point shots. He made 4 of them. That's the Donovan Mitchell effect.
Now, James Harden, very inefficient, if you will. 9 of 22 from the floor, 2 of 10 from 3. He did get 12 points from the foul line, so he scored a lot of points to bring his team back in the game.
But he wasn't making guys around him better, because when you're playing that level of isolation ball, you can drop it off to Capella for layups and dunks, and CP3 can do the same thing. But this is what leads to CP3 having a career low in the playoffs, 3 assists.
And so everyone was paying a lot of attention to that dunk, Harden on Derek Favors, and Donovan Mitchell said, you know what, I can do that too. Watch this. Bam.
That athleticism, explosion, tenacity, and great hands. Never put his second hand over the ball, and Capella's a 7-footer.
I can't tell you how good it feels when you do that. Fourth quarter, the Jazz were up 4, and there he is distributing to that guy, Joe Ingles, in the corner.
That's one of those uncontested threes for those that have not been paying attention. Joe Ingles has made 16 uncontested threes in this year's playoffs. That's the most in the NBA.
Dante Exum putting an exclamation point on the win. The Jazz take game 2 by 8 points. Mike D'Antoni's Rockets find themselves in a 1-all series headed to Salt Lake.
We can correct everything, and we can correct our energy, and we can correct the necessary focus that we need to have. And, you know, you get lulled into sleep. You think this stuff's easy. It's not easy. It's the NBA. It's semifinals. It's not easy. And we kind of get lulled into it, and we paid for it.
So, Sal, earlier this morning, Jalen was making the point that one of the negatives, well, I'll let you make it, about D'Antoni is it gets to the playoffs. He doesn't want to play anybody.
Yeah, he's inflexible with his lineup, Sal. This time of year, coaches, of course, are going to shrink the number of players that they use. But Mike D'Antoni takes it a step further. And in yesterday's game, he had 6 players play 30-plus minutes, and then the 7th player only played 16 minutes. And when you do that, you don't necessarily take advantage of matchups. It doesn't allow you to take advantage of teams that may be in foul trouble.
You lose energy.
And
You lose energy. You got so many uncontested threes. You know, they're not running at the shooter. They're tired in the fourth quarter. I mean, for Ingles to have 6 uncontested threes, I mean, that's just way too high. That can't continue. They'll lose the series.
And Beetle, I'll give you credit because you have been telling me about Ingles from the minute you and I started prepping this thing, and I had to look him up because he's got, you know, he's like an Australian with a dad bod, and yet he's awesome. The guy's awesome.
That is disrespectful, Greedy.
But he's awesome.
He is awesome.
By the way,
I
I'm
give
a
you
dad,
that.
and I would like to have his bod, but you know what I'm saying.
No,
He's
we have
phenomenal.
this thing all the time. It's like, if that guy was in a bar and told you he played in the NBA, would you believe him? That's like always the question. And with Joe Ingles, I think we usually say no, but that's because we knew who he was. I think the thing that worries me, maybe not worries so much, but I'm wondering, goes off of what Jalen's saying, is the idea that he will not tweak the lineup anymore. When we're in a postseason, when we're seeing coaches have to tweak their lineup.
He was breaking down before that dribble drive by Donovan Mitchell, where, you know, and you see the strong hands he's got. He jumps up, and then he's bounce passing to Ingles in the corner. There wasn't anybody within 20 feet of Ingles.
And you talked about the fatigue factor. That's why they were outscored by 10 the last 8 minutes of the game. The Utah Jazz seem like a fresher, more enthusiastic basketball team.
And you look at the Boston Celtics, that's what they're doing. And the Sixers, they've got 10 guys in rotation. They've got energy from start to finish, from whistle to whistle.
We're going to break down Boston-Philly with you a little bit later in this hour. Meanwhile, Hembo's got 2 big numbers on this game last night, and they both involve iso ball or the opposite of it. So Utah shot 72% in this game off passes. They're moving the ball. They're finding the open man. They're playing offense, and that was twice their usual field goal percentage off no pass. And then you look at iso ball for the Rockets, and that wasn't working. They averaged 20% fewer points per chance yesterday on isos than they did in the regular season. So, you know what? If those shots don't go in, and they've got brilliant shot makers, he's going to be the MVP, that guy. Yeah. But when they don't go in, that offense looks terrible. All right, we're going to start Get Up and Go with some sound. Everybody talking about that Donovan Mitchell dunk. Listen.
Donovan, left-hand dribble, teeth the defense, off-balance, right-hander, short, got it back! Hey, champion, oh my gosh! I've never seen anyone ever do that! Holy cow!
Jalen?
Great call.
That was nasty, Greeny. And the thing I love about Donovan Mitchell in his rookie year, he continues to develop and show me different parts of his game. With Ricky Rubio out, he's literally now the primary ball handler. Ricky Rubio had a triple-double in the previous series versus Russell Westbrook. For him to take on those responsibilities, have double-figure assists, has been phenomenal.
That reaction is hilarious to watch. Get Up and Go here, Sal, as we run you through all the things that happen around the world of sports super quickly. So let's go to the Eastern Conference, where Kevin Love's elbow to DeMar DeRozan's jaw late in Game 1 was upgraded by the NBA from a common foul to a flagrant one. And if you had been watching Get Up yesterday, you would have known in advance that was going to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time tomorrow, Kevin Love will be assessed a flagrant 1 foul for his elbow to DeMar DeRozan's head.
So, Sal, here's the thing. Now the league comes out and acknowledges this, but there's nothing they can do about it. And it went a long way towards deciding the outcome.
Absolutely. But, you know, if you and I would go down to West 4th Street right now, and that elbow was thrown, it'd be flagrant and there'd be retaliation.
And also, the referees have to get this right during the game. If you get it right during the game, it becomes a technical. Love shoots his free throws. The Raptors shoot their free throws. But since they don't get it right, now it's upgraded to a flagrant because it literally could have cost the Raptors the game.
It does nothing.
Baseball, Bryce Harper doing things. Led off for the second game in a row. He hit a home run the other night in the leadoff spot. Last night, he led the game off with a home run. It's the 18th time in his career Harper has hit first in the order. First time he's ever led the game off with a home run. Nats win it, and they've won 4 straight.
Well, see, seeing fastballs in the first spot. You know, when he's batting lower in the order, he's not seeing any fastballs, seeing all breaking balls.
You're going to start seeing more and more of these power hitters hitting at the top of the order. Speaking of power, here's Giancarlo Stanton. He got into the act for the red-hot Yankees yesterday, homering twice off Dallas Keuchel, who has been a Yankee killer. It's Stanton's 30th career multi-home run game. And Sal, the Yankees are red hot. They've won 11 out of 12.
You know, and you see where that pitch is? It's out over the plate. And Aaron Judge is getting the same kind of looks. I'm wondering when these pitchers are going to start throwing inside to Sanchez, Giancarlo Stanton, trying to get him off the plate. Because if they can extend like that, It's bombs away for the Bombers.
Meanwhile, no one, though, in baseball is as hot as Mookie Betts. 3 home runs yesterday, leading Boston to a 5-4 win over the Royals. It's his 4th career 3-home-run game. That passes Ted Williams for the most in franchise history. So just look at this. He surpasses Ted Williams in Red Sox history. Wow. And he is also now has more games with 3 home runs than Hank Aaron ever had, than Babe Ruth ever had, than Willie Mays ever had. Seems impossible, and yet it's true. Football news, and we reported this earlier this morning. Cowboy tight end Jason Witten, who had been wavering on this decision, is retiring from the Cowboys, and he will join us at ESPN as an analyst for Monday Night Football. He's an 11-time Pro Bowler. He caught 1,152 passes in his career for over 12,000 yards after being drafted in the 3rd round in 2003, out of Tennessee.
But the big part of this news is the balance of power in the NFC East shifts, right? They may get Ezekiel Elliott for an entire season, but they're losing Dez Bryant. They're losing Jason Witten. That's not going to make Dak Prescott a better quarterback.
No, the Dallas Cowboys weren't the team to beat in this division going into the season, and now they are even less so. And then we have this story, another one that is relatively new into our newsroom. We all saw Ryan Shazier of the Steelers walking out onto the stage at the NFL Draft. According to our Field Yates, the Pittsburgh Steelers are converting nearly all of his base salary for this year into a signing bonus. What that means is he gets that money immediately. So that is a great gesture by an organization that has historically, and when I say historically, I mean going back to the inception of the league, done as good a job of caring about their players and caring about the people who work for them and play for them as any organization in any professional sport. And this is such the right thing to do. You would almost think it's a no-brainer, but it isn't. It's not something everyone would automatically do. So they are making sure Ryan Shazier gets all of his money and gets it right now.
And this is congratulations to the Rooney family. They do it right. They've been doing it right for decades. This is why President Obama comes to Ambassador Rooney's funeral in Pittsburgh. They are known and respected around the NFL and all of sports for doing the right thing all of the time.
We try as hard as we can on this show here in this spot generally to bring you those kinds of stories, you know, Sal, because people... Look, we have a lot of horrible things that happen in sports, or at least we have enough that they tend to get most of the attention, perhaps a disproportionate amount of the attention. So we make an effort to bring those kinds of stories out there. So here's this guy who suffered this terrible injury playing, and you'd like to think the team would take care of him, and in this case, the team is doing what it can to take care of him.
And this says a lot about the Steelers' loyalty. Look no further than how they handle the head coaching position.
Yep.
Over the last, 40 years, they've had only 2 or 3 coaches.
3 coaches going back to the 60s.
Yep.
How about that? Now that's loyalty.
That's loyalty.
Mike Tomlin. That's it. That's the list.
And that's how you win, because you find the right people, you have faith in them, and you let them do their job even through the bad times. You don't follow them when they fire them when they have won 5-11 season. They literally have had 3 head coaches since the 1960s.
You go to the Steelers facility, they allow the reporters to eat in the cafeteria right with the GM. The owner comes by, says hello to players. It's a family atmosphere there, and you can just tell. That's the way they treat their players all the time.
Man, we don't even let Sal eat with us here. Okay, still to come on Get Up. Is it too early to get you ready for the next NFL Draft? I say no.
Never too early.
Beetle is fired up. Woo! Todd McShay gives us an early look at the 2019 Class Plus. What should the Sixers do with Markelle Fultz? We'll talk about that and more with Jalen and Sal. And it might seem like an eternity ago, guys, but Derrick Rose became the youngest MVP winner in the NBA ever on this date in 2011. He was 22 years old. Here's our question. It's a simple one on Hembo's birthday. Who was the youngest MVP winner prior to Derrick Rose? Jalen shaking his head.
Write it
That's
down.
the universal sign for he's going to get it wrong.
You got it?
I don't have to think about it.